I try to make a point to self-describe myself as black and not African American. And some people really don't get that. Some people are curious, but they don't say nothing. Don't mind the color of who's questioning, just the fact that they're questioning it all. But let me make a particular point that ancient Egyptians sorry, I got sidetracked there. Don't worry, I'll put links in the comments as well. Ancient Egyptians were not black. Technically speaking, no one born and or raised in Africa is black. They're African. This is a very important distinction, and the terms African and black are not interchangeable. I am black. I am not African. I will never be African and will always be black. My family tree stops at plantations and native tribes with two branches reaching into the Philippines and Germany. This is from someone's point of view, obviously. I will never know my African heritage or anything about those ancestors. That is the legacy of slavery. I have been severed from that continent, can never connect with it again, not as African, but as a black person. What would I connect with? How would I connect? Africans and blackness are separate. They and their families didn't go through slavery and the stripping of their culture and history, at least not at the hands of American slave keepers. They cannot connect with black culture the same way. Further, Africa has thousands of cultures and identities within it. If you erase those when you equate Africans with black people, just the same as you erase the heritage of black people when you call them African. This is why most blacks call themselves, like me, such, instead of African American. If you meet an African immigrant or the children of said immigrants, you had better mind yourself and ask them what country, tribe, or identity they hold and call them that. Do not insult them and erase their heritage by calling them black or African American. You're proud of your Italian or Irish selves. They're proud of their Yoruban, Eritrean, or Nigerian, etc. selves. But the ancient Egyptians were not black. Besides the fact that they didn't have the same concept of race, genetic studies have shown that they weren't very different from modern Egyptians, which are Arabic and Semitic and otherwise Mediterranean. During ancient times, they were considerably mixed due to their open culture and imperialistic ways, kind of like America. We're a melting pot partly because we keep invading other countries and forcing them to assimilate to our culture, is as well as their relations with Nubia, parts of Europe, the ancient Near East, and parts of Middle East. On the by and large, though, they were Arabic and Semitic, just like they are now. Claiming cultural appropriation on these grounds is just ludicrous. They wanted their culture spread and weren't black, no matter what Afrocentrists say. Newsflash, Afrocentric people, you're not actually Afrocentric, you're just obsessed with Egypt. There are thousands of supremely awesome cultures, both ancient and modern, in Africa that actually had what we would today consider of African descent, like Nubia, just to start with. You're trying to erase history in a modern culture and something that was never yours while ignoring and erasing the rest of the continent. So be sure to look up other cultures and entities and peoples of the continent, other than just your average Egyptian bullshit that you'll hear.
I know you may have lost somebody. Keep going, keep going. Ancestors, but they're watching you right now. They're watching where you're standing right now and what you're standing for right now. Keep going. Come on. Ancestors. They're watching you right now and they are with you right now. They are with us right now, wanting you to continue doing the work. A little love. Ancestors watching, they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know.
I got a couple block drops for y'all, nothing too serious. Just some things I wanted to get out the way and talk about. The first is, has anyone ever heard of the Jim Crow Museum? Because I haven't. This is new to me. Someone from the team actually wanted to bring this up. And dang, that sucks. I just found it pretty interesting. So I figured I'd check this out, drop the link in the comments for y'all. And there's a bunch of different images, videos. You can look it up on YouTube. The mission of it is to, well, they use objects of intolerance to teach tolerance and promote social justice. So I think that's pretty cool. They have tons of racist memorabilia, like Aunt Jemima advertisements, the board game Ghettopoly. Pretty interesting. I'm trying to figure out where it is, though. If anyone knows, let me know. I did post the link to the site in the comment section as usual. I'm going to do more research about this and let you know what I find out. But I do see that it is in Big Rapids, Michigan. So not too far. Well, it is kind of far from me, but it is in the kind of central. It wouldn't be forever. I would actually probably drive there. I like taking scenic routes. I love driving to places and stopping through different things on the way. That's just me. So someone else sent me a story that is local to where I am in Lancaster County, and they find it very shocking and alarming. I'm not surprised personally to hear this. Pretty on par to what I would expect from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. But a group of notorious white nationalists met secretly in a historic Lancaster County barn last year. Why here? This is an article from, though I'm not very keen on this news outlet, I can't stand them actually. I felt that this particular article was important enough for me to read. I just think it's interesting that it was just released 12 hours ago, but this happened last year? I'm confused. So, someone named Mike Pinovich spoke at a rally for 30 minutes, declaring the establishment of a political party whose platform is to preserve and protect the white European majority in the U.S. He says, the white race is under attack. We are announcing the formation of a new political party a new political vehicle that is going to fight for you, for white rights, for our people in America and the world. The new party's enemy, he said, is capitalism, Zionism, and the international Jewish oligarchy. These are the people that are oppressing us. That rally announcing the creation of the National Justice Party, as it's called, captured in a video posted online by its organizers, happened right where I live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, 14 months ago, but I don't understand why it's just coming out now. It was held in a historic barn on Millersville Pike, just outside of Lancaster City, to the south of the city. It's crazy because I believe I know where this barn is. There's a major thoroughfare in the neighborhood that I live in, which is the southwest portion of the city. And if you take that major route, it goes to Millersville Pike. The gathering of some of the nation's most notorious white supremacists here, which went largely unnoticed at the time by neighbors and law enforcement, suggests the group sees this traditionally conservative region as fertile ground for recruiting new members as the population grows more ethnically and politically diverse, experts said. You cannot have a nation of justice, a nation of liberty, without a white majority forever, Pinovich announced to a racist applause from the crowd in the barn, also stating that races don't necessarily need to mix together all the time. That the National Justice Party chose a small suburban Lancaster County barn to launch its organization also raises scores of questions, some of which can be answered and some of which remain a mystery despite months of research and reporting for this story. Of those questions, however, circle back to Charles Bowman, a figure with ties to Stop the Steal movement who has spent much of his adult life in Russia, but he quietly settled in Lancaster, the home of his ancestors, back in late 2018, months after penning a lengthy essay on the Jew taboo that drew international backlash. It's still unclear what role Bowman intends to play as this group travels the country seeking new members and potential influence in electoral politics. Their criticism of Jews is fair and well-reasoned, Bowman said, although he also said the nation political parties members are not as Christian-centered as he would like. So this guy Bowman purchased the almost 5-acre property on Millersville Pike for $450,000 in 2020, and he allowed white nationalists to list it as a home address. The party founder is currently living at the property. Very, very interesting stuff. Apparently, the news outlet reached out to get a response, and of course, no one responded to request to comment. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, yo. And I posted that in the comments. Actually, I will post this on Facebook because it will not fit into comments. Let me see here. I keep forgetting that I can post to Facebook and then I'm live on Facebook now. It's kind of strange being back on Facebook. Blam. Now, Facebook audience, you can see things too. I got to remember to start posting links to the Facebook audience too. So there is another article that is a few years old that I found on Facebook. I think is very pertinent to the local community, but also tons of other places across America, even Philly. It's from 2016, calling Lancaster the new Brooklyn, based off of like housing affordability crisis, gentrification, stark disparities between classes. It gives pretty good information. It's a small read, but nonetheless, pretty cool stuff. I shared that in the comments as well, so you can check that out. And I also want to know, because I've been checking and I cannot find anything about it, if anyone has any information on new and the latest updates about what's going on with that fucking stank ass judge in Rutherford County, Tennessee, please let me know, because I just want to keep updated on that. You know, it's important. We gotta look out for our own, y'all. You know what I mean? So, for the picture that you see listed, I really wanted to get into, well, doing shadow work, because it is important. It really is. It's important to know oneself. The bad, the good, is still all an experience. It's all of what makes you you, and what makes your life your life. It's shadow work is about balance. You have the capacity to hold space for your light and dark. Learn to face your own shadows. You will continue to see them in others, because the world outside of you is only a reflection of the world inside of you. Remember, we're all one, but we live in a system of duality. Many think they're supposed to get rid of their shadow side, not understanding that parts of it makes them who they are, and therefore it can't just be removed. Shadow work's about accepting your flaws and understanding the way behind your actions and responses, so that you're not impulsive and emotionally unstable. Then you work on transmutation and integration in order to reach the perfect balance of, I love you, but I will fuck you up if warranted. Find that yin-yang balance, y'all. Observe yourself in your day-to-day interactions, like how you speak, how you interact, and what you focus on most. When a strong emotion arises, take a deep breath and relax into it. Bring your awareness to the emotion in your body without trying to change it. Observe any thoughts that arise without judgment or identification. Validate yourself for feeling the emotion. Invite the origin of that emotion to arise. Allow integration and insight. Be open to any insights that arise, any healing that has taken place. And be present and trust that you received exactly what you needed today. Find time to sit and sift through and feel your emotions. You want to analyze. Look at how you label yourself. Be okay with having a bad day and embrace that bad day. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be okay. Don't let anyone else dictate that for you. It's about you and the inner you and finding the balance between that, but you need to make sure that you embrace both of that. Embody your dark being. Even when the pain hurts and burns, stay with it like a child. It's crying out for your attention and love. Listen to the inner you. Sometimes it may be really, really bleak and small and you can barely hear it, but the more that you listen for it, the more that it'll be there standing next to you rather than really far, like a mile behind, like a tiny whisper that you can barely hear. It'll be right here next to you. If you learn to walk beside your shadow and accept it for what it is, it can be an incredible resource for personal and spiritual growth. The way to understand oneself, so you can also better convey and exude who you truly are to the world, not through words and actions, but on a vibrational level. Tune in to a difficulty you're having. How does it feel? What word, memory, or image first comes to mind? Notice the first thing that comes up. Whatever comes up has meaning. Go into that memory or image. Connect with your inner child. Simply set the intention and energetically reach out to the essence of whatever appears in your inner awareness. Allow her to speak to you and you to speak to her. A lot of people skip the step of allowing your inner child to speak to you, but it's very important. We are the new ancestors, and we've got to do the work, the thing. It's here for us. Let's seize it. Let's take it. For me personally, I'm constantly doing the shadow work. I'm constantly trying to make sure that I find that balance between the light and the dark within me, and making sure that I embrace more of the dark, because parts of it I really do like and value as to who I am, and parts of the dark help to ground and root me, and staying focused on who I am and what is truly me. And then other parts of that shadow can scare me, and other parts need to be trimmed, other parts need to be transmuted into other things, and I am working on those parts. But I've learned personally to break it down between friendships, relationships, like family, home, self. It's important.
Leon.